In this video, we will talk about strings. So what do you mean by string? A string is nothing but it is a sequence of characters. So whenever you see a sentence, you understand that it is made up of individual characters that are strung together by the programming language you use. For example, strings are like a necklace which are made up of individual beads. So the language creates a structure that holds the individual characters together. Consecutive sequence of characters which are enclosed or surrounded by a single or double quotes is known as a string. So this sequence of characters may include a letter, number, special characters or a backslash or whatever you want. And sometimes we can also use triple quotes. These are used for storing multiple lines. String is a data structure in Python. So what do you mean by data structure? Data structure is a specialized format of organizing, processing, retrieving and storing data. Strings are called as derived data types. These are created by the users for their own purpose. We can create our own strings. These are all the basic definitions of strings. Now we will see how to create strings. So we can create strings by simply enclosing the characters in single quotes or double quotes. So like other integer variables, strings are also declared in the same manner using equal to operator. Now look at this statement. I am using double quotes for storing the string Python. So here the string Python is stored in a variable called a. Now if I try to print the variable a, I am getting Python as the output. So now I am using single quotes for storing the same variable. So here also I am getting the same output. So sometimes triple quotes can also be used in Python, but they are generally used to represent multiple lines and undocumented strings. So here a equal to, so I am using triple quotes, I am learning Python. So this is a string which has 3 lines in it. So if I try to print a, now I am getting all the elements of the string in a single line. So here the slash n represents the next line or the new line. So Python does not support a character type. So these are treated as string of length 1. So here this a is treated as a string of length 1. If you want to use single quotes or double quotes in your string, you cannot use them directly because double quotes and single quotes are part of a Python language. So at that time, this special character called backslash will be used. So here is an example. So if you want to print double quotes or single quotes in your string, you can use backslash. So this is an example for that. And you can also use double quotes using, so this, I am using again backslash. Sorry, I left on double quotes here. So yeah, now look at the output for this. Yeah, this particular is enclosed in double quotes because I used backslash for that purpose. So we can have empty strings in Python. So an empty string is a string without any characters inside, so having length 0. So str equal to, so it's an empty string without any characters. So now if I try to print str, yeah, when we print an empty string, a blank space gets displayed in the next line. If the command is long, then it can be shifted to the next line by typing backslash. Yeah, I'm getting all the elements or all the characters in a single line. So if you want to enter the characters in the next line, then you can use \n for this purpose. Now I am learning \n Python. Now if I try to print str, yeah, now Python gets printed in the next line because of the /n operator. Now I can also use \t for tab, for giving tab str I \t am learning \t Python. So now if I try to print str, yeah, this is the output. So now we are going to talk about one important topic, that is traversing a string. So traversing a string means accessing all the elements of the string one after the other by using the subscript or index value. So each character in a string is located in different slots. So this is shown in this diagram. So each character in a string has an index. So the index value normally starts from 0. So we can access the individual characters of the string by typing the index in square brackets. So from now onwards I will be using Jupyter Notebook. So if you want, you can use Python ideally for your rest of the problems, but for my convenience I am using this Jupyter Notebook. So let me if I want to access particular character from the string, then I can use this square brackets. So str of print str of 0. Now run the code. Yeah, I'm getting p because index of p is 0 and index of y is 1 and index of 3 is 2, and it follows like that. Negative indexing is also allowed in Python, that is left starts from 0 and right starts from -1. If I try to print str of -1, which means the rightmost element, that is n, is getting printed over here. So now look at the same string. If you want to access the elements from left hand side, then you're giving positive indices. If you want to access the elements from the right hand side, then you're giving negative indexes. That is, if you are accessing from the beginning, start with 0, or if you are accessing elements from the end, start from -1. So here each element or character of the string is associated with an index and can be accessed by its index value. So to access any subscript of a string, we use the square brackets along with the index. So now we are clear about this traversing process. So we can also iterate through strings. So first, in the first statement, I am storing Python in the variable called str. So for I in str, in the first iteration, the value of I will be 0. So if I am trying to print I, then the character at that position will be printed first, which means the character at index 0 is p, and in the second iteration the value of I will be 1. Then the character at that particular index is y, and the third iteration the value of I will be 2. So it continues like that. So we can actually play with strings because we can perform many operations in strings. So first we are going to talk about concatenation operator, that is you can add two strings plus, yeah, the output of this particular statement is, I'm just adding two strings by using plus operation. Here the plus is acting as a concatenation operator. I can also use multiplication operator over here, that is Python into 2, which means this particular string will be repeated for 2 times. Yeah, Python. If you want to give space over there, then you can Python space double quotes *2. Yeah. So here this plus operator joins or concatenates strings written on both sides of the operators and create a new string, whereas this star operator creates a new string by replicating multiple copies of the same string. So what happens if you try to concatenate an integer with a string? So if we try to add integer value to a string, it will generate an error. That is, type error will be generated by the Python interpreter in case of compatible data types, because this integer cannot be concatenated with this str type. So now we are going to talk about membership operators. Python offers two membership operators for checking whether a particular character exists in the given string or not. So these operators are in and not in. So if y in Python, which means if this particular substring is there in the main string, it will return true, or else it will return false. Here y is present in the main string Python, so it's returning true. Y not in Python results false because y is there in the main string. So now look at this example. We can also compare two strings. So you can use relational or comparison operators to compare two strings. So Python compares strings using ASCII value of the character. Here I am comparing this small lowercase Python with uppercase Python. It's returning true because the ASCII value of lowercase characters are greater than the ASCII value of this uppercase characters, and thus it's returning true. So the other comparison operators are Python double equal to Python. Yeah, it's returning false. And Python equal to Python. Yeah, sorry, double equal to Python. It's checking whether both the strings are equal or not. It's returning false. Yeah, I made a mistake in the spelling, sorry. Python double equal to Python. Yeah, it's returning true. And Python not equal to Python. This will also return true because this lowercase Python is not equal to uppercase Python. So you can use all the relational and comparison operators in strings. Another important topic is string slicing. So string slicing is used to retrieve a subset of values. A slice of a string is nothing but a substring. So this extracted substring is termed as a slice. So chunk of characters can be extracted from a string using slice operator with two indices in square brackets separated by colon. So I am just typing the syntax for your understanding. So string name start colon end, which means Python will return a slice of the string by returning characters falling between the starting position till the end -1. So let us understand this with the example. So now look at this example. As we know that this index operator will return the characters falling between the starting position till the end -1. So here the starting point is 0 and the end is 4, which is nothing but it will return the substrings from 0 to 3. So here the index of P is 0 and the index of Y is 1 and the index of T is 2 and the index of H is 3. So we are getting the substring from the main string. So str print str of 1 colon. Yeah, this will enter the elements from 1 to end minus 1 because we are not entering any end value over here. Print str of colon. So this will print all the elements of the main string and print str of -2 to -1 is -3 to -1. Yeah, this negative indexing is also possible as we have already discussed. Print str of 3 . So here, omitting the first index directs the Python interpreter to extract the substring till the second index starting from the beginning, that is index 0. It will actually start from the index 0. So now print str of -2. So now in this, for negative indices, the Python interpreter counts from the right side. So as we already know this, so here it starts the start index is -2, but end index is not given. So it will start printing from index -2 and will print all the characters till end. So that's why we are getting this output. We can also use one more parameter in the slicing operator, that is step value. So we know the usage of step parameter because we have already used it in range function. So here also we are using it for the same purpose. Now look at this example. So if the step value is taken as 2, the output shall be obtained by extracting a substring starting from first position to a 9th position but skipping the adjacent element since step value is 2. So yeah, the output is. Now we are going to talk about one important property of strings, that is strings are immutable. So strings are immutable because that the content of the strings cannot be changed after it is created. So let us understand the concept of immutability with an example. So here I am giving one string as Python. If you are trying to change the second index, so yeah, it's resulting in an error, that is str object does not support item assignment, which means strings are immutable and you cannot change the value once it is created. So the Python does not allow the programmer to change a character in a string. So that's why we are getting an error like this. So if you want to change this second index, we can do this with the help of slicing operator. So now we can print str of 0 to plus I am adding that y and plus str of 3 to till the end. Yeah, Now I am getting the correct output. Now this y got replaced in the second index. So in this particular part, I am first slicing this py from the main string and adding it with y. So it will be pyy. And then I am slicing the rest of the elements of the main string. That is, I am adding it with the previous substring. So I am getting the output as pyy-hon. So now we are clear about its immutable property and as well as about the slicing operation. So now we will use some built-in functions on strings. Our first function is len function. So this method returns the length of the string. So now I am taking a string Python len of, now I am printing len of str. I am getting the output as 6 because 6 characters are there in that particular string. So I am taking one more. I am learning Python print len of line. So I am getting the output as 19 because these spaces are counted as one character. So it's counting all the spaces along with the characters. So now we are going to talk about the next inbuilt function, that is capitalize. So this method returns the exact copy of the string with the first letter in uppercase. So the str equal to Python. So now if I try to capitalize the first element of the string, I can use this capitalize function. str.capitalize. Yeah, I am getting the output as this. Now look at this example. Here I am taking one string as I am learning Python. Here if I want to replace this particular string am with the, then I can use this replace function. Here am is the old string and there is the new string. So I am going to replace this. So the output is I, the learning Python. So am got replaced with the new string, that is the. Now we are going to talk about one important function, that is split function. So split method breaks up a string at a specified separator and returns a list of substrings. So here this is the syntax for split function. So the separator and max split are the two parameters. So separator is nothing but it is a delimiter. The string splits at the specified separator. If you are not giving any separator over here, then the interpreter will consider it as a white space. And the max split is nothing but it defines the maximum number of splits. So this is an example. In this I am printing str.split. Here I am not giving any separator as well as max split. So it's directly printing the list of elements. Here I am not giving any separator value. So it's considering it as white space. So now look at this example. I am changing the separator value as colon. So whenever an interpreter encounters a colon in a string, so it will split that string. So that's why we are getting output like this. So what happens if I give some maximum split as 1? So now try to run this. Yeah. So only one split is allowed. Remaining all are getting printed as such. So this is the usage of separator as well as max split. So till now we have discussed all the important topics of strings. So from the next video onwards we will be discussing about lists. So please watch my next video.